Good evening, everyone. Welcome to Excel Enigma. I'm very happy to kick off the first session. This channel will be dedicated essentially to tips and tricks of Excel, Power Query, to data tools to help you boost your productivity and efficiency. We will also cover eventually videos of financial planning, investing. So this is the purpose of this channel. I'm very happy to join the community. This is your host, Al, and today we will cover some basic functions, concatenate, text joint, text split, and toggle function. So let's get right to it. The concatenate function is straightforward when it's the usage of combining cells together and splitting them with a delimiter if required. So in our example, we have a first and a last name. We want to combine them and split them with, let's say, a comma. So here I choose my delimiter, comma, and I choose the other cell I want to concatenate with. Close brackets, enter. Here we are. So this is pretty straightforward. As you can see with the colon C, we were able to combine the first and the last name. However, this is not my favorite function because it's quite primitive and limited. Let's say I had five cells that I want to combine. Well, I have to manually add each one of them. Therefore, this brings us to the text join function, which is more dynamic and more interesting, and I will show you why. Let's say for the sake of our example, we have an empty column, sorry. We have a column for the salary and a column for the seniority in the company. So, just to make everything nice and neat, so let's say Al makes 100K, Bill 120, 130 for Phil, 10 years in the company, 15 years. Obviously, this is just an example. As you know, people don't stay that long in companies today. So let's say we want to combine all of these guys. The boss says, I don't want many column, combine all the data in one single cell for each employee. I don't want to look at 100 things. No problem. So here we can join the full thing, the full line. And let's say we want to combine this with a delimiter. In our example, let's choose a dash for the purpose of the example. So we're gonna combine all these column separated by the dash. However, we have an empty cell, so we don't want that as well because it's useless information. In that case, we're able to ignore that with text join. Here, I can select my range, close bracket, and here you go. You have first name, last name, salary, years of seniority in the company, and we were able to skip the empty column. Why did I add that? Because depending on the type of data you have to work with, sometimes you will get some data for which there are empty columns, which you don't want to take into account. And this function allows you to disregard that. So this is a nice function. I sometimes use it depending on the type of data I have to work with. And as you can see here, you have first name, last name, salary, and years of seniority. So it could be something like renaming the column um, first name, last name, salary, seniority. And then whoever needs to look at this, HR or whatever, everything is straightforward. They don't need to look at more data. The text split is also an interesting function, uh, depending also on the type of work you have to do. So if we just take our data from text joint and we simply copy paste here, and let's say we want to split the data. Uh, Simply text split. This is data we want to split. Split by what? In our example, we have dashes. So split, sorry, split by dashes. close the bracket, and here you go. Simple. We're back to square one. And depending on the type of work, like I said, depending on the type of work you have to do, this could be useful. Now, the toggle function is also very interesting. Uh, for whatever reason, sometimes certain reports are required that the information is presented vertically. So in my example, as you can see, I had the first name and last name in two separate columns. Let's say everything needs to be in a single column, first name, last name, and so on. So in our example, there's a function that allows you to do that. And like I said, depending on and what you need to do, your type of work, it can come into handy. So the toggle function essentially allows you to present everything in a vertical manner. So there's our range. We want to ignore blanks, although in our example we do not have. Close, and here you go. So you have first name, last name, and so on, repeating itself in a vertical fashion. Some of you might say, well, why do you need that? I don't know honestly, but some people use it. I've used it in certain reports where it was required to be presented like that for whatever reason. The ERP, let's say, was importing data in a special manner, and this came into help before importing the Excel into the ERP. So that's pretty much it for today. I want to thank you for watching. Please share, like, subscribe. I will be posting videos on a regular basis, so stay tuned. Thank you very much and have a great evening.